chemicals and additives. Me too. So let me tell you about an all-in-one household product, Annie's Pure Simple. I know what you're thinking. I was thinking it too. What about COVID? Rest easy. Annie has got you covered. Annie makes her products from natural ingredients that are proven to kill germs and viruses, including the COVID-19 virus. And they're surface friendly as well as streak and snare free. And guess what else? It's safe for the kiddos and the pets. There's one cleaner for all your cleaning needs. Women owned and manufactured right here on the South Shore. Annie's Pure and Simple. Change the way you clean. Available online at anniespureandsimple.com and your local Whole Foods supermarket.
You want your bag? Your bag's fine in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the Just Steph Show. I'm your host, Steph Palermo, your Sicilian soul guide, bringing sexy back to Monday nights. Tune in every Monday night from 8 to 10 p.m. for weekly healings, soul readings, special guests, and tips to enhance your life by balancing body, mind, and heart. Make your Monday night sexy right here on WATD 95.9 with Just Steph.
Hey, this is Steph Palermo, and it's the Just Steph Show. Everybody has two lives. The second one begins when you realize you only have one. We are second lifers. We're empty nesters, newly single, and those starting over. Age 3, your healthy, happy, hip years are just beginning. I'm bringing sexy back to Monday Night Radio. You don't want to miss tonight and every Monday because I'm helping you transform your life one glorious day at a time. So I'm Steph Palermo, and if you're new, welcome. Yay! I'm your intuitive soul guide, healer, radio talk show host, international speaker, and published author. I help second lifers transform their lives to leave a legacy they can be proud of. We have a super fun show tonight. So I'm so excited. I have Taryn Dempsey. She is an esthetician, artist, and entrepreneur, owner of Sirena Skin Studio in Hingham. And she'll be in tonight to talk about all things skincare and to tell us what she has going on in her biz. I'm so excited. You hang tight for Taryn. And tonight's topic, we're going to be talking about the blame game, because the blame game is a soul block to your best life. And can you have fun when you are in self-discovery? You know, a lot of times we're working hard to try and grow as human beings, and it doesn't seem fun. But can you do it? I think you can. And we're going to talk about the importance of respect in the lessons from Sicily. And for the Just Steph Rules of Dating, I have some questions you can ask your potential love interest to see if it's a true match, and the benefits of alone time for your soul, and so much more. So be part of the show today. Call in for a healing, a soul reading, or to ask me any questions. And if you have any skincare questions, you want to call in when Taryn jumps on. So the number is 781-837-4900. Tell me what's going on in your life. I want to hear from you. So before we get started with the show and all the content and everything that I have for you, that God has for you tonight, I'd like you to sit down for a moment, rest, close your eyes if you can. If you're driving, don't do that. And just breathe. Breathe in and breathe out and get grounded and be confident in knowing that the universe has your back, and everything that you hear tonight, you need to hear this. You're meant to be here. This is your time. This is part of your self-care. When you listen to the Just Steph Show, this is what you're doing for yourself. This is part of your self-care. And guess what? It's free to listen. You don't even have to pay for a massage or anything like that. And it doesn't hurt like the gym. So it's much easier. So I'm going to pull a grace card for you guys. Where are my grace cards? Oh, here they are. Okay. I lost them. They were lost in the sea of computers. that I have set up. Okay, so I know out there in Radio Land, you cannot see the card, but I will read it for you. Mirror. Learn to see God's presence in everyone you meet. Sometimes that's hard, isn't it? But, if you have a soul that's part of spirit and they have a soul that's part of spirit, I know it's tough. Sometimes people are tough to believe that God's there, but God is, and we can't be judgy about that. Okay, so tonight is all about recognizing that the journey can be fun and that you can desire more for your life and love where and who you are right now. That's tough. That's a tough one, isn't it? Especially if you're struggling with things at work and you can't leave your job or weight or things that you aspire to, maybe growing your bank account, but you can be happy right now, here and now, and enjoy your life and enjoy the journey. In fact, if you are not in that place, you will stay in a place of lack and you'll attract the same. You'll continue to attract more because like attracts like. You lose the innocence of childhood very early, but it's only to seek it for the rest of your life. Isn't that so true? We remember the dog days of summer and running around through sprinklers and all that freedom and laughing so hard till the milk came out of your nose and cracking up and drinking out of the garden hose. And we always wanted more and to grow up and to be adults. And then we spend so much of our adult time trying to recreate or to find that freedom, that joy of life, all those things that we wanted to get away from or that we grew out of and lost along the way. It's ironic, but it's so true. And I believe that you can have that. You can have those dog days. You can have those times where you're free, and it should be every day. It really needs to be. And you should be cracking up and laughing and enjoying life. You're constantly working towards creating what you truly want in life, but you never step away to gain clarity on what really has to change. And there's a lot of fear around that. There's a lot of fear around letting go of the familiar suffering, the familiar stresses. Your body is actually addicted to the high of the stress. And when you relax and when you let things go, your body wants that sort of high again, that rush. So we are actually physically addicted to stress, toxicity, negativity, all of that sort of keeps us pumping the cortisol and all of those hormones that keep us chubby around the middle and in that stress zone. It's all a habit. And all habits are a choice or were a choice at some point. So it's time to release self-judgment, criticism, and contempt for yourself. Stop dummying down. You don't want to dummy down. You want to be who you are. And you want to aspire to higher things, greater things, growing and evolving. And a lot of times, many times, we know all this and we continue to stay at a low frequency vibration. And that's dummying down. We surround ourselves with people that bring us down. That's dummying down. Do you sit in conversations with people and wonder, what am I doing here? What are they talking about? Is this really important? Is this all there is? That's what I'm talking about. Don't dummy down. Find a tribe. Your vibe will attract your tribe. Find your tribe who where the people vibrate at the same or a higher level so that you can aspire to that. You have somebody to talk to, people that will get where you're at, people who will cheer for you because they're truly happy for you. You want people around you who want good things for themselves. And if they want good things for themselves, they're going to want good things for the people around them. So call in tonight. Let me know if you have any questions or if you have any comments about what I'm speaking about, and tell me what's going on in your life. Call me 781-837-4900.
I love books that give a real glimpse into a culture while also imparting life lessons. There aren't many books like this. My favorite one that stayed with me, it's called
Am I
Not
live
Personal, Sonny, It's
on
Business
Facebook?
by Steph Palermo.
Okay.
In this book, Steph combines the pillars of Sicilian heritage with her own life experiences into a book that's truly going to transform the way you think about life and the way you think about work.
Hi, Maria.
Stop postponing.
How you doing,
your
honey?
Best, most satisfying life, and stop putting off thriving.
Thank you
in
for
your
tuning
business.
in, love.
You can do both of those things right now. Just go to buystephsbook.com and order your copy today. You won't regret it. That's www.buystephsbook.com. See you there.
Hey, Boston, how you doing? Chris Cerrone here, better known as the Kid Henry from Goodfellas. And if you didn't know, one of my great friends here in Boston is Just Steph, as in the Just Steph Show. Make sure you tune in every Monday night, or I'll come looking for you.
I love it. I love it. Thanks, Chris. My goodness, he's from Goodfellas, and he played the young Henry Hill, and man, they're all dropping like flies over there. We lost Ray Liotta, Paul Sorvino, terrible, right?
Oh yeah, I'm hoping that De Niro and Al Pacino, all these greats.
Yeah,
follow.
no, not yet,
Oh,
not yet. We need more Joe Pesci.
Of course,
right?
Big Home Alone fan.
Yeah.
Goodfellas, yeah, as if I saw that as a kid.
Yeah, there you go. I know. Well, that's okay. All right. So, we all need healing in our lives. So healing in any areas of our lives helps us to feel whole and to mend the wounds. So here's tonight's healing. Okay. And so listen close if you need healing in your life or maybe the people around you. And know that healing, the source of all healing is love. And the universe, God, is infinite love. And love will heal you. And people think that we're supposed to suffer. We're not. We're meant to continuously heal. So, Spirit, you are the source of love, healing, and restoration. We thank you for the miracles you still perform today. Tonight, bestow your grace on those listening who are in need of your healing. Bring peace, restoration, and full health to this audience and their loved ones. I believe in the healing power of faith and prayer, and I ask you to begin your mighty work in the lives of my audience. Please reach down and surround my audience with supernatural peace and strength, and give my audience the faith to believe that all things are possible for you, Spirit. Amen. All righty. If you would like an on-air healing or on-air healing or even a private healing, email me at steph@juststeph.com and call me tonight and call in for questions for Taryn, skin questions, 781-837-4900. Tell me what's going on in your life. We're going to take a short break. And when we come back, this week's Soul Block, the blame game. We're 2 minutes early. That's all right. Okay. So if anybody has any questions on if you guys are watching on live stream, if you have a question for the pendulum, let me know and I'll ask it during the breaks. So hi there. Is that Kim? Who's saying hi? Because it says if you're watching from my group, it's hard to they say Facebook, they say Facebook user. So yeah. Hi Kim. This is such a good song. Let me see. I have to keep the music low on Facebook because Facebook will shut me down. They'll shut me down. And later on, I'll dispute it and they'll put it back up, but the people watching live won't get to see it. So I have to keep the music off of Facebook because they're a pain. 2 minutes. I get 2 minutes. So if you have any questions for the pendulum or for me, you can ask me right here. It's such good music too. I wish you guys could hear it. Hold on, what's this? Okay. I can put my glasses on because I can't see. I got 1 minute. Okay. If anybody has any questions, let me know. Any comments? My nose always runs when I'm on air. Moving on. Yep. Okay, how are we doing? All right, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Did you guys have a good weekend? Did anybody go to the Fisherman's Feast? I was there. I'll talk about it later. All right. Wow, that's a great song. I love that. I love all that energy. Music is one of those things that it can really help lift you when you're down, and I read a lot of these articles on how to lift your spirits, and I've written this too. I have a 10 groovy do's to get you in the groove, and one of the things that I say is to put on music and dance around and put on upbeat, some of your favorite music. And if anybody would like a copy of the 10 groovy do's, let me know. I can send that to you. Just email me, steph@juststeph.com, and I will send you a free download of my 10 groovy do's. And as well, I can send you a download of my first book, The Only Way Is Up. So call me tonight if with your thoughts and on the topics, and ask any questions. 781-837-4900. Does everybody have a copy of my book yet? My latest book. It's not personal, Sonny. It's business. How to run your family life and business like a Sicilian. People might think it's just for Sicilians, but it's really not. It's not even just for Italians. It's for anybody who wants to improve their life and in their business as well. So I have great stories, and I talk about how my family immigrated from Sicily, and I offer tips on how to incorporate the 10 pillars of Sicilian life into your family life and business. So it's buystephsbook.com. So easy. Buystephsbook.com. And you can get a copy. I'll send you a signed copy of my book and a little note. So this week's Soul Block is brought to you by my friend Annie's Pure and Simple. Clean your house, clean your soul. Available at all Whole Foods supermarkets and anniespureandsimple.com. Okay, so this week's Soul Block is the blame game. We love to play the blame game. Everybody wants to blame everybody else. Everybody wants to blame the government, the politicians, the firemen, the mayor, your mother, God, whoever. You want to blame everybody else but yourself. And maybe even when there's no blame to be made, people like to blame because it takes the pressure off them. They and we all do it to some degree. The thing is, it's when you start blaming everybody else, first of all, it's a scapegoat. It really is. It's a scapegoat, and you don't take responsibility for your own actions. You don't take responsibility for your own choices and the consequences for your actions and choices. People don't want to. They don't want to deal with the consequences. Well, if you make a choice, if you make choices in your life, there are consequences. And I read this book some years ago called Choice Theory by William Glasser. And he basically says every single thing, this is a psychologist, a renowned psychologist. This isn't the woo-woo stuff. Everything that we have in our lives is a choice, whatever that is. And even if it's some unwanted experience, whatever we've done, said, lived through, wanted, put out our energy for, all of that, that's what we get in our lives, no matter what it is. And I'm going to tell you a little story about myself. I always thought, yes, I made some choices in my life that I'm not proud of. I don't really love. I'm not happy about, but they got me to where I am today. But at one point, I was pacing in my house, up and down, pacing in my bedroom, blaming God, having a fight with God about my limb difference, my hand, my, all the problems growing up and everything. And then that teed me up to make choices in my life, who I married and all of that, going down the road, blah, 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 blah. And I was walking and I said, this isn't my fault. I didn't do this. I didn't choose this. And then I said, oh my gosh, what if I did? And I knew right in that moment that free will is a gift. It's an eternal gift given to us, or it's ours to have, however you want to think about it, before we come into time, space, reality. So what does that mean? We choose everything: our bodies, our families, our parents, our exes, our kids, our experiences. And what that does is it gives you your power back, because now you can start to make your own choices. You can make new choices. And when you are blaming other people or God or everybody else for your life, your thoughts, your behavior, it's victim mode. You're in victim mode. You give up your power. You're giving up your power. You're giving up your freedom. And here's a question for you. Is everything happening to you or for you? When you're in victim mode, everything is happening to you, not for you. This is a very different perspective, isn't it? Isn't it? And that's all you have to do. If you change your perspective, you change your world, you change your life. You stop being a victim. You can't allow anything outside of you to dictate how you feel, how you live your life, because then it's being done to you instead of for you. And if you take the point of view that life is happening for you, that it's all a gift, and then you change your demeanor, you're lighter. You are no longer a victim. You've taken back the wheel. You put on your big girl panties and your big boy boxers, and you don't have to blame anybody. Oh, it's her fault. And you might say, oh, Steph, well, this person was really mean to me. And you know what? That happens. It happens. Or this person wasn't nice, or this person did that to me. My mother was nasty when I was young. Yes, this all happens. That's not, and it's not your fault. And you know what? You got to let it go. Stop blaming them for the way your life is right now, because you have choices and you can change your life right now. When you let something from the past dictate your future, you're not really living in the future. You're still living in the past, aren't you? And that little ego, that little baby person inside of you is hanging on. No, stay here. Stay here. Don't grow. Don't grow as a person. Victim mode is a pretty weak place to be, I think. You know, in my opinion, it may sound insensitive, but it's a weak place to be. I've been there. I've been there. I've been in that victim mode, and it's not a pretty place. It's dark, and it's like you can never get out of that. Then you start thinking everything is everybody else's fault. You don't want to be a victim. Don't be a victim. And you know, you want to change that perspective. And I can help you change that perspective, because I want to talk to you about getting out of your normal habits and to-dos which offer a crisp, fresh vision of what you really want from life. So I'm sort of segueing into retreat mode. I'm heading to Sicily, and I want to take you with me. I'd love to have you with me. And I want to tell you what you can anticipate, what results you can anticipate after making a retreat. The thing about going on a retreat or going on a trip that is going to change your heart, your mind, your soul, your spirit, not your soul so much, but your spirit of living, the way you live, is when you get out of your normal life, when you get off the treadmill, when you stop doing the routine that you always are doing every day, you can gain a clearer perspective. The problem is when we stay on that treadmill, when we do the same things over and over again, nothing changes. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So here's what you'll gain from coming on retreat with me. Clarity on your purpose and your desires. Tools to work through tough and uncomfortable situations to keep you high flying, raising that vibe. You want to raise the vibration so that you can manifest and attract what you really want in your life, what you really desire. Because when you're focused on what you don't have, you'll continue to attract the same. It's a lack mentality. When you're focusing on the lack of money in your bank account, you'll continue to get that. That's what will continue to happen, because like attracts like. Instead of focusing on the solutions and on changing, you stay in that place. You'll be well rested, because this is going to be one of those retreats where you're going to rest. It's not going to be tons of work. It's not going to be 24/7 tours. It's going to be fun and a lot of relaxation. You'll start to understand what a spiritual practice is, why it is so important, and how to implement it and incorporate it into a busy life. A spiritual practice, we've been talking about this all along. If you don't believe that you're a spiritual being, then maybe this show isn't for you. We are more spirit than we are flesh, because we come in as spirit and we go out non-physical. We come in non-physical, we go out non-physical. So we're more non-physical than we are physical. Prioritizing, you'll start to understand prioritizing yourself and prioritizing your life. What is really important? What really matters in your life? What do you actually need to thrive in your life? Thriving, not surviving, thriving. We're not treading water here. We're floating along, enjoying. I'll be teaching you how to journal, how to claim your power and live it. Live it. Take back your power. We'll be talking a lot about the 4 aspects of the human person and how to feed each of those: physical, spiritual, emotional, and intellectual. We're going to talk about authentic love and charity and false charity. What's false charity? We'll be implementing the 10 pillars of Sicilian living and how to incorporate them into your life. And I'm going to help you to understand what your legacy is, how to build that legacy, and how to bring it to the people around you. Because we're meant to live in community. We're wired to live in community. And then, nobody does Sicily like me. Nobody. I know this, I'm not talking about Sicilians whose parents are still there and they go home. It's different. I'm talking about Americans, an American who went there. I'm a Sicilian American, but I went there and I made a little life for myself. I immersed in the culture. I adopted their way of living because it is the best way to live. It's when I breathe. I actually lose weight just from the lack of stress when I go there. I get off the plane and I just stop breathing. It's like, whew, I can feel it. It's a physical. I go, whew. You're going to create a legacy and a new future for yourself. I'll have you part of the town in a day. That's right. They're going to know you. They're going to know you're coming, because I'll already be there setting the stage for you. Steffi, when are your friends coming? You will immerse in the culture. You'll become a Sicilian for 8 days. What does that mean? Daily siesta, walks by the sea, amazing Mediterranean food, Sicilian wines, cocktails in the piazza with the locals, coffee and gelato, a cooking lesson, visiting sacred sites. And talking about that, I'll be going there beforehand as well. So if anybody has any prayer requests for the sacred sites, let me know. I'll be bringing them with me, and I'll be praying for you and bringing your petitions in front of the infinite love. But why don't you come and do it yourself? We'll be going to Edice. My gosh, this town is the best. Castellamare del Golfo for dinner. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. A day at the #1 beach in all of Italy, San Vito lo Capo. And we're going to go to Marsala for authentic Marsala wine tasting at Cantina Florio. And here's what's going to be awesome. Please tell me you love this. Shopping at the Gucci, Dolce & Gabbana, Versace outlets, as well as local shops. And time with me discovering what you love, your passions, and who you are. Learning how to build relationships like the Sicilians. Sicilians would much rather spend time talking with their friends in the coffee shop than getting a second job, no matter how much money they need. It's all about relationships. And I will tell you, I will bet my bottom dollar that every angst, every anxiety you have, every problem, every pebble in your shoe comes from some relationship problem. It's all, and the funny thing is we try to fill up with all stuff, with the stuff, instead of seeking healthy, right relationships. That's success. And really, you take nothing with you when you transition except the love. So until you find the love in those relationships, whether it's friendship, family, or erotic love, whatever it is, the 4 loves, brotherly love, all of that. Until you find love in your relationships, appropriate love, authentic love, agape, until you find that love in your relationships, you really are not living authentically. You will not be living authentically. And there's nothing that can fill that void. There's no Louis Vuitton bag, Gucci bag, and I love them all. I'm with you. I love it. I want to go shopping too. There's no house, no Bentley, no Mercedes that's going to fill the void that love can fill in your relationships, authentic love. You'll learn to care for yourself, and you'll understand how to authentically bring value to those in your world and leave a legacy you can be proud of. So this retreat is for anyone who is interested in deep transformations, leaving a legacy, and having a blast while doing it all. So contact me at steph@juststeph.com. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, oh my gosh, really? She's beautiful. Taryn Dempsey's here in the studio, and we're going to be talking about skincare. She's from Sirena Skin Studio in Hingham. Hi, gorgeous.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Come sit down.
Sure.
All right, so let's put you, let's see, I want to see if I can see you on the camera. Yes. All right, so I'm going to let you have these,
Perfect. Thank you.
and let's make sure you can hear. Let's see.
How exciting.
You're going out.
Did you send me the questions?
No, I wrote them down.
Just give them to her.
Okay.
Just give
I
it
don't
to
know
me.
if they're good enough. I mean,
That's fine, honey. We'll be
I
fine.
figured you could tell me what you think.
We'll be fine.
Hopefully you can read my chickens correct.
So good, she'll do fine.
Do you mind if I ask you about how you got there?
No, that's not you. Totally.
Okay, can you hear the music?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's good?
Yeah.
Okay. At the end, we have like a little break because it's the top of the hour.
Okay.
So will you take a picture with
Yeah,
me?
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Fix these. Ooh.
Oh, thank you, Denise. Thanks for tuning in, honey. Thank you, Amelia.
I can see you on social media right
I'm
now.
glad you like it. If you guys have questions for Taryn, write them here and I'll ask her. Tell them to stop. They're unbelievable. Every week. Oh my God. The cleaning people. We got 2.5 minutes. All right. Sorry.
No,
You know what?
that's
This is the fun part about being on Facebook because they get to see this
So
backstage.
does it go live on the
We're
Facebook
live
page?
right
Oh,
now.
That's cool.
You're
We're
on.
live.
You're
That's
on.
awesome.
You're on. Right. See?
Oh, yeah.
I got you right here. You're on, baby.
Awesome.
Jimmy, can you move that? No. Is that the iPad? Can you move it forward a little bit so we can see Taryn better? Just forward. There we go. Thank you.
Oh, I love your crystals.
Thank you. Yeah, we get them all over the place.
Yeah, labradorite.
This I love. This is my
Yeah.
favorite.
Moonstone is also on my face too.
I got the rose quartz for love. This is all
Yeah.
about the love. It's all about the love. I have a bigger one at home, but this is my travel one. Okay.
Tell Taryn I was saying she should mention if she, if a group wants to go in.
Do you want to do like bridal parties? Do something like that?
Make sure you-
So I'm stopping after this year. So that's not really something I'm doing anymore.
Okay, so no more groups.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
It was too much.
hmm
Yeah, I said yes to way too many last year and it like burnt me out.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are getting out of the wedding industry. It's tough.
Oh, we got Bridezilla, right?
I've been pretty lucky. Most of my brides are cool. It's the mothers of the brides that have been
Yeah, I
tougher
can see
for
that.
me.
Well, look
anyway.
at that. They're terrible on the baseball field. You know what I mean? On a
Yeah.
soccer field, they're
Prom
terrible.
mom, same deal.
Yeah.
They're behind
So.
your shoulder telling you what to do.
Yeah.
I'm like, why'd you hire me?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
So you can bring this forward like this if you need to. It'll
Yeah.
help you. Yeah. 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 And then you can talk
Perfect.
right into there. There you go. Okay, I'm going to introduce you to him. Thanks, Deb. Love you. So call if you have any questions about skincare, 781-837-4900. I have the beautiful, gorgeous Taryn Dempsey with me. She's from Sirena Skin Studio, which is her place. It's a very relaxing, intimate spa setting, conveniently located across from the Derby Street shops. That's great. It's nice over there. We offer all skincare. She offers all skincare services, including organic airbrush tan, waxing, makeup services, eyelash extensions, lash lift, brow, and lash tint. Taryn grew up in Weymouth and spent her summers on Cape Cod at her parents' home in Mashpee. Cape Cod has been a huge source of inspiration for the beachy aesthetic you will find at Sirena Skin Studio, and I believe with all, her art as well. Taryn's artistic expression mixed with her innate attention to detail allows her to create the right look, treatment tailored to the specific needs and desires of each and every client she has the pleasure of working with. Taryn, welcome.
Thank you.
I'm so glad to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Who doesn't love great skincare?
I couldn't tell you.
Right?
It's for everybody.
I agree. I agree. So how did you get to being an esthetician? Like what was your what helped you to move forward?
So I've always been into beauty, skincare, makeup, products. I mean, most women, I'd say, are like I am. I went to Weymouth High School. I graduated in 2006, and we had a vocational program. So I got my license right out of high school. So I've been doing this pretty much since then.
Beautiful.
So it's been 16 years.
And what sort of catapulted you to get into your own business?
It's been I was an esthetician practicing and working for other places before I, building up a clientele and all that before I decided to make the leap and do it on my own. It was just time. It's time I needed that freedom. I wanted to be able to, have that nice work-life balance that you can get.
Right. Well, I mean, not everybody is entrepreneurial, and not everybody wants, I say that with the hairdressers, if I meet a great hairdresser, why don't you open your own shop? They, oh no, I don't want to be bothered.
It's not for everybody.
Right.
Both my parents are small business owners, so it was kind of only natural.
It's in the blood.
To go in that direction.
It's in the blood.
Yep.
I love it. So, so you've been doing this for a while.
Yep.
And talk to me about your what you offer.
So mainly just skincare services. Lash
Mhm.
extensions are probably my most popular service right now. Dermaplanings, facials are very, very popular too. So those two services are very, very popular.
How's
right now.
the infrared blanket?
The infrared blanket is awesome. You can add that onto any service. You can do it during a facial. You can do it during your lash extension appointments. It heats up really high, so it actually helps detoxify the body. It helps with the appearance of cellulite. It's awesome.
Yeah,
It really is.
That might be my next stop.
Yeah, it's a good add-on.
So you know what I love about this, because let's talk a little bit about self-care. Like, why do you see this as important for women or anybody to do for themselves? And I'd like to talk, and before we go, before we finish, I want to definitely talk a little bit about men, because I know I have men listening as well.
Yep.
So why is it important in our self-care to do services like this?
Well, there is direct correlation between looking good and feeling good. If you don't look good, you're not necessarily probably feeling your best.
Right.
It does wonders for your mental well-being.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's differences between men and women's skin. So do you see men at all?
I do. Not as much as I see women,
Right.
but skincare is not just for women. It is for everybody. So I do see men as well.
Okay, so men, if you're listening, you need a facial. You need to go and and you know what? And they should go and do that detox, that body.
The pore cleansing is actually probably the most popular one for men, because they've got blackheads just like women.
Yeah.
Across the board.
There you go. I know, and don't pick, right?
No, leave that to the professional.
Okay, sorry. I'm already I'm already in trouble. Okay, so we're getting asked, what's the name of Lisa is asking what's the salon name? It's Sirena Skin Studio. It's
Yep.
in Hingham.
It's in Hingham. It's right across from Derby Street Shops.
I know that's a great area
It's
right
an
over
awesome
there.
location. It's right off the
It's
highway.
beautiful.
It's super easy. There's tons of parking.
So, okay, so what is your most popular service?
I would say lash extensions. I do the most of.
And what about the facials? Is the dermaplaning?
Dermaplaning is probably
Talk about that. What is that?
Someone had the bright idea of taking a medical grade scalpel and turning it at a 45-degree angle and running it up the skin to give a good exfoliation. It sounds scarier than it is. It's actually really quite nice. Gets rid of those little baby fine hairs. It also takes up all the dead skin, so you get better product penetration. It's just an awesome service to have. Most people rebook for it, I'd say.
So do you recommend that and then having a full facial with
You can
that?
add it onto a facial too. You can do the dermaplane on its own. It comes with a lactic peel usually included, and a nice hydration treatment at the end of it. But you can do it you can incorporate it into your facial during the exfoliation process too, as an add-on.
Tell us about the studio itself. Like, what does it look like? What's the feel of it?
So I wanted to create a space that no matter what time of the year it is, you walk in, you feel like you're on vacation. So people can completely leave all the stress at the door, kind of, walk in and just immediately relax. There's awesome places to sit. There's art everywhere. So if I'm in with another client during a treatment, you can kind of help yourself to look around and, while you're waiting, there's a lot of things to do.
Right.
So that's good.
I love that. So if you're not going to go on retreat with me to Sicily, you need to go over to the Sirena Skin Studio and go on a mini retreat for the day. I love that. So what's your favorite service?
My favorite service to provide would probably have to be makeup. It's just the most fun. People come to me for proms. They'll come in the studio when they have to go to a wedding or, special occasion. But that's where it all started. I love makeup, was the original love. And that's what kind of brought me into this whole thing.
Let's talk a little bit about your art. Like how did you get inspired to do, you painting?
I paint. I do a lot of epoxy art lately. I love doing the epoxy geodes and the wave art. It's really relaxing to do. And it's something that I like to do at the end of the day, but it's also become something that people like to buy too. So I've been doing art fairs recently, on the side.
So a side hustle from
it's kind of turned into a little side hustle. It's awesome.
But I think that's important to even get across, because when you engage in activities that bring you joy and fill you up, it can also be a business for you. It could be part of the business.
Yeah, it's something that I look forward to at the end of the day too. It's having something like that, keeping yourself busy and having things to look forward to is so important.
So what's next for Sirena Skin Studio? What do you have coming up? Anything happening?
Right now in the works, I'm trying to find more help because it's getting really, really busy, which is awesome. I'm coming up for top searches in Hingham for lash extensions and certain services. I keep seeing tons of new clients a week. So we're definitely growing.
That's great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And I saw that you have a holiday shopping that's coming up.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
I'm trying to bring in some local vendors to turn the actual lobby of the studio into more of a gift shop. So I'm looking for about 4 to 5 local vendors.
Will it be like a sip and shop?
It could be. I'm open to that.
I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so if you're a local business, local to Hingham South Shore, and you reach out to Taryn. So
I get a ton of foot traffic. So your stuff, whether it's handmade goods, I have a girl that makes candles, things like that. I have people in and out of the foot traffic, so they'll actually see it in person, which is really nice.
Do you have a date for this, or are you going to do it?
Just probably going to start around November.
And you'll have it there. You'll have it there through the
Christmas
holiday
shopping. Yep.
for Christmas shopping, like every day.
Yes. Yep.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I love that. So if you're at Derby Street and you want to continue your shopping, go right across the street and see what you have going on there. So how can people find you?
Online, you can go and book your own appointments if you want to. A lot of that stuff is done online now. It's sirenaskinstudio.com, and if you hit the drop-down menu, there's a book now button. You can go right there and book yourself.
Right. I saw it. It's on
Yeah,
Vagaro.
Vagaro is so easy to
Yes.
use too.
Yeah. I've had hairdressers that use Vagaro.
It's awesome.
It is very easy. It's very. I love the online.
It's so easy.
It makes life easier, doesn't it?
I'll wake up in the morning and I'll have like 15 people like who booked throughout the night. I think that's something that people think of, like the last thing on their mind. Oh, I have to do this. I have to book an appointment. You know, so it's good.
Yeah, people playing on their phone at night.
Yep. Right before they go to bed.
Right. When they're not supposed to and supposed to be relaxing and breathing.
Yep.
But that's okay. They're booking.
They're thinking about coming to Sirena.
That's right. And they're booking. That's right. They're booking self-care,
Yes.
which I think is
huge.
awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. So what's the address?
It's 190 Old Derby Street and it's Suite 310. So there's 2 brick buildings down Old Derby Street. I'm the second one down the end. A lot of people get confused and go to the first one, but I'm the second one.
Okay. And so are you on Facebook?
Yep. Facebook, Instagram. Got my website, Vagaro. That's where you can find me.
I love it. So will you come back?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I love it. I loved hearing all about it. So if anybody's interested in self-care, you know, I'm all about self-care. I preach it. And you need to hit Hingham right across from Derby Street and go see Taryn Dempsey. She is doing some great work. And of course, we heard it from her here that she's like top search. I need the eyelashes. I was having them done before.
Oh, they're awesome.
I know. They
People
look so
wake up
good.
and feel immediately great.
Well, you don't even have to wear makeup.
No. So it makes getting ready a lot easier.
Oh, it's like 10 minutes.
Yep.
10 minutes off.
My new moms, they're the ones that get hooked the most because, you know, they're responsible for another life at this point. So they tend to forget to take care of themselves, but that helps them feel good.
You know what? That's important.
You know, it is important.
Especially when you just had a baby. I mean, the first thing I used to do is get my hair done.
Yes.
So
it's so important not to, to not forget about yourself too, because you're so wrapped up in taking care of someone else.
I love it.
Important.
I love it. So I hope you'll come back and tell us more. Yeah, absolutely. Tell us more about your business. And it was great to have you. So make sure you reach out to Taryn if you want any skincare services. And I'm going to go for that infrared.
Yes.
Yeah,
definitely.
I love that.
Tack it onto your lash appointment.
So thank you so much.
You're
I
very
appreciate it.
welcome.
I'm glad you were here today.
Thank
So
you.
if you're ready to get your biz in front of over 100K peeps, email me at steph@juststeph.com and you can come on here, talk to me for 10 minutes about your business. We'll put you out on emails and we'll put you out in an email blast. You'll get a copy of the audio of this. I'll be sending you, Taryn, a copy of the audio, and you can take this and usually you don't get that.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah. So you'll get that and you can put it on your website.
That's great. Thank you.
You can put the interview on your website, and we'll also be posting to over 100K peeps on social media. I also am a podcast afterwards. So it's evergreen. I'm on YouTube, but I'm also on iTunes, Spotify, Google, Amazon, all of the major podcast platforms. So if you or anybody has a business that wants to get in front of well over 100K peeps, make sure you send me an email, steph@juststeph.com. And do you guys have my book out there? It's buystephsbook.com. So next hour, during the Just Steph Rules of Dating, I'm going to have all these questions you can ask your prospective love interest, and it'll help you to gain clarity on whether this person is a good match for you. And we have your weekly soul reading, and I'll be talking about alone time and the benefits of alone time, and your social 411, of course. And I'll be telling you all about my trip to Italy as well. So stay tuned for the next hour. I'll be back. Whoa.
Sounded great.
What is that noise? Oh, it's raining. I
yeah.
thought you were like tapping on your chair. I was like, what is that?
Oh yeah, it's been
Sounded
boring.
really good.
Good.
You happy with it?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, so let's take a pic.
Yep.
Although I'm not sure I want to get next to her right now the way I look. You look so great.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, guys, thanks for having me.
I'm glad you came.
Yeah, I'm glad you came.
I think it will really help too.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, I
it
think
will.
so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Generated some
All right,
good
so
interest. So I had a lot of people listening, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Where's your phone?
I didn't get my phone.
I can get your phone.
Okay, let's do this.
You just
Well, you know,
set
we're
it
gonna
up.
stand up and have that.
Oh,
Right,
perfect.
right here, right here, right here.
Okay, you set it up for the pick for me.
Come over here. Sorry.
That's okay.
I wanna, I also would love to talk to you about, partnering with you with my retreat.
Yeah,
Did you hear all about that?
I did.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. I've always wanted to go to Italy.
Okay, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Get to. Okay.
Thank you.
You okay?
Yeah, I would love to talk to you about that.
Yeah.
If you're, you know, if we can, I'd love to be able to offer that to your clients.
Yeah. Do you have like physical flyers or anything like that? I can pass out. I can keep them at the desk and like just give them out to people.
I'll make one.
You can make
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that would be
Yeah,
awesome.
I'll
Because
make
that's
one. And I'll send-
people
yeah.
coming in and out
Yeah.
and buying product. I can slip them in the bag, or
Yeah.
I can just like talk about it and hand it to them.
Yeah, I would love that. And, you know, if you ever
Everyone
want to
has
do,
money too, and you know, so
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And those are my people. And
Yeah.
if you want me to come in, like if you want to do a day, I can come in and I'll talk to people. If you want to do an
Yeah.
event,
yeah,
I can do, you know,
I would love to. I want to start doing events, so that's something that I
Yeah.
have been
I would
looking
love to
into
do that. And then, you know, so yeah, I will send you something. I really appreciate it.
You know
Yeah,
what?
thank
You don't have books, but she'll sign it. I'll drop a copy of her book.
Yeah,
off to you.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
Yes.
awesome. I can put it. I have a little coffee table.
Yeah,
in the
for you.
lobby. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for you.
like I said, the art's everywhere. So
Right.
when people are waiting, they'll pick up a book, or they'll
Right.
just kind of mosey around and like look at the
Right.
shop and what's hanging on the
Well, I have
walls.
to get back to my Facebook
Yeah.
people. So thank you,
All right.
thank you,
Yes,
thank you,
for
thank
having
you.
me. So nice to meet you.
Thank you. You too.
We'll talk soon.
Yes, and I'll send you everything you need.
Perfect.
Okay. Sorry, everybody. All right, I'm back. All right, we have a couple of
Did you have
minutes.
fun, though?
We have a couple of minutes, my Facebook people. If you have a question for the pendulum, let me know. Let's see. You guys don't want to listen to the news, do you? So if you have a question for the pendulum, or if you have a question for me, ask. Get the pendulums right here. Last week, Gail asked a question. It was a hard no. No. Hell to the no. To the no, no. Okay, we're back on track here. Oh. Okay, so we can shut this off. Yee. All right, everybody. That was such good topic before him, wasn't it? I got on my rant. I love it. All right, so what else is going on out there in Facebook land? Where is my phone? Five minutes, 4 minutes, 4. 3 minutes. Okay, 3 minutes. All right. So we got 3 minutes. All right. Who has a question for the pendulum? I love that when Gail asked me. I spray my holy water. From Santa Rosalia. 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute. It's a rainy day, huh? I love that. Okay. I thought I was going to start choking before. Oh, 10 seconds. Okay, we're back. Thank you, Taryn, for joining me. It was great to hear all about what you offer at Sirena Skin Studio. So I know you've been waiting for this because people love this. This is dating advice for second lifers, and it's the Just Steph rules of dating. Here's a few things you need to know if you want to be my one and only all my life. Okay, all right. So let me pull a love card first. So for all of you out there listening on terrestrial radio, I'll just read it for you, but everyone else gets to see who's watching. Just right from the middle. Ooh, I love this one. Demonstrate love. Find out what is important to those you love and act on it. So, when we have people in our lives, they have things that are important to them just like we do. And you want to know what's important to them and act on it. Bring it to them. Like be proactive with this. Show them the love that they want, that they need, and in turn it will be rewarded. I promise you. That's just the law of attraction. So okay, so here are some questions. So here's the thing. When you're on the dating apps, or if you just met somebody out, there's some questions you can ask that can give you a good idea as to whether or not this person is a good love interest for you. And of course, these can all be adapted to what you're looking for in your life. And you want to be sort of strategic about it. Not so much strategic, but be cautious about when. Let it flow and be organic, but have these questions in mind as you're chatting. And I think it's really great. People hate the dating apps, but what's good about the dating apps is that you get to meet, sort of talk to somebody a little bit, and you get to know them a little bit by just having a couple of phone conversations. The advice that from all of the major matchmakers and dating people around the world, they all say, if once you start talking, go out quickly. Don't waste your time. Don't be pen pals. Don't do any of that. Go out quickly. Have a couple of really good conversations, get a good feel, and then go out. Because then you'll know whether or not, then you're not hanging on, and it gets ridiculous. Okay, so here's some really good questions that you can ask, as you're talking, when you talk on the phone. Some will come a little later if you get on that first date and second date. So what is your favorite restaurant? And here, this is a big deal, because when you ask this question, you get an idea of the kind of money he makes or she makes, or the kind of lifestyle they like. And I'm not saying that it can't be, different, but you'll get a good feel for where they like to go. And it's important, because if you're used to living a certain lifestyle, no matter what that lifestyle is, whatever it is, whatever restaurants you like to go to, if somebody is at a completely different level and you don't feel comfortable there, whether it's higher, lower, whatever, then you're not going to want to be with that person. It hits it right on the head right away. Then you can ask, where's your favorite vacation spot? And if they're going to Wrights Pond in Medford every weekend and that's it, maybe that's not really where you want to be. Asking them if they like to travel. If you love to travel, and people don't love to travel. People don't like it. They don't want it. It disrupts them, especially as they get older. People get a little stuck in their ways. But if you love to travel, you ask these questions, you're going to figure things out. And don't settle. I was supposed to go on a date with a guy back in 2019 who had a boat on the ocean. and he was on the boat all summer long off of Cape Cod. And that's not something I want to do. I'll go once. And you know what? This had nothing to do with money. It costs a lot of money to have a boat, especially one that's on the ocean. So obviously this gentleman, this nice man, had a lot of money, but I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to be on a boat. So it had nothing to do with that. If you want to be in a boat all summer long, great. That's just something I don't want to do. What do you do for fun outside of work? Then you get to realize what's going on. Is it constantly, drinking at the bars, which is fun, but is it all the time? If that's the only thing they do, and if they don't have any other interests, that could be an issue. How do you spend the holidays? Holidays are a big deal. They're big. It's big. We have our traditions. We talked about traditions last time. Was it last week that we talked about traditions? Yeah, I think we talked about traditions last week. But traditions are important. And you want to find out how they spend their holidays. And, if they like to go to Hawaii every Christmas and you like to be with your family, that's not going to work. You got to figure that out. Here's a great question. What 7 people would you invite to dinner from any time period? This tells you a lot about a person. It tells you what they're thinking about. You can ask them questions as you go along, like what would you do if you had no obligations? What would they do? That will tell you what their interests are. What would you do? What is your love language? You should ask them that, because sometimes they won't know. And if you're into that and that, you could help them and tell them, because that's important, because how you receive love is going to be how you usually give love, and that might not be their love language. So knowing somebody else's love language, I'm upfront with that. I was upfront with that. I know I'm words of affirmation. Just tell me everything's okay. I might believe you. It depends. Well, well, you know why? It's not so much about that they're lying. It's just that I'm an intuitive. So I go, yeah, no, something's not right. Oh, I can see white around people. I don't see any other colors. If they're good, like, I see the white around them, but I don't see any other colors. I don't really want to. That's not a gift I want. That's not a gift I want. And people see that and it can be scary. Not scary. Like, I don't want to see yeah, there's for me, there's things that I've talked about with my spiritual directors and things like that. That's one of those gifts I don't want. But the thing is when somebody tells me something and I know they're not they're trying to hide something, I know it. So it's not easy to be with me. Right. That's great. Everybody has to do what works for them in terms of being, try to tune in. You want to tune in because you want to look for the cues. You want to look for the red flags. You want to look for the clues, the cues, and the red flags. And it's better to get this stuff done up front. Have good conversations. And if somebody doesn't really want to talk about stuff and you do, that's another red flag, because they obviously don't want to talk. You want to have somebody that's going to, be where you're going to have something in common. If people are always quiet, they never really want to talk. They don't want to talk about anything of value. and I've been there. That's dummying down for me. Right. Right. So there's some questions here that you should ask when you're just talking on the phone, and you'll get a feel that you should whether or not you should even go out with the person. And then there's some questions that you can save for a little bit later, like over dinner. So, I think this is a good question. What did you learn about yourself from being on lockdown? And I think, we've all been through this, so it's such a great conversation to talk about how you were affected by the lockdown, because it's just a great share, and it tells you it tells you a lot about the person. I decided on lockdown I didn't want to be on a diet anymore. Well, the thing is I've had all those tests myself. I never can remember all of that information about that. I mean, I know my human design is, I'm a generator. And of course I know my astrological information. I'm more informed about the astrology. But the all those other tests, not everybody has taken them. So how do you know? I mean, we didn't do well. Can you take the Myers-Briggs before we go out? Yeah, I mean, there's some validity to all of the testing, and there's validity to the I believe in the astrology, although I feel as though there's more to it that goes into it. There's not just your sun sign, there's your moon sign and your rising sign, and then you have you're raised, you're being brought up, and that's important. How was your childhood? That's a great. How would you describe your childhood? What's your favorite book, movie, food? Do you like to cook? What's your favorite dish to cook? What are your goals? Like, what are your life goals for the next 3, 5, 10 years? Like, are you ready to retire? Because a lot of us at this age, people are getting ready they're sliding into home, and they want to retire and travel. They want to retire and play golf. They want to retire and move to Florida, whatever. And if you're not ready to do that, that's something that's important. How about the questions like, what's the most rewarding thing you've ever done? What's something you regret? Do you have regrets? And that's important, because people who are hung up on regrets, that's a red flag. They're still living in the past. What's the last book you read? Do you have any special causes or organizations that you support with your time or money? If they volunteer, if they do, some of those charitable works. How do you work through conflicts? What's the best gifts you ever received or given? What does a fun evening look like for you? There's a whole bunch of them. And what I'm going to do is, and I'm not going to get to all of these, but I'm going to post these on the Just Steph Show Facebook page and my free Facebook community, Get Real with Just Steph. So I'll post all of these questions on Facebook, and you'll be able to look at these. But one of the things that I want to say is once you're past, going out a couple of times, go on a long drive. So if you live, say you live in Boston, take a ride down to the South Shore, like it's an hour away, or go to Gloucester, go to New Hampshire, go look at the foliage, and spend time in the car. And when you're stuck with somebody for a few hours, you can talk, and you really learn a lot about somebody by your conversations. And especially those, if you want to be quiet for a little bit, does it feel weird? Can you just be quiet? All of that is very, very, very important. So listen for clues, cues, and red flags. So and check out Facebook. I will be posting these questions and the ones that I've said and more. So take a risk, be vulnerable, share your heart and love always. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, how to find peace within. There we go. Yay. Okay. What do you guys think about the questions? Did you like them? I'm going to post them. I'll post them on in the groups and on the Just Steph Show page. Okay. Yeah, she was. Yeah.
It's a good fit for the show.
Yeah. I just wish there was more.
Self-care.
I was trying to get more out of her. She's adorable. Beautiful girl. Well, she's smart. She's a smart girl.
Can I tell you?
Yeah.
You're on Facebook, right?
Yeah, but they can't. You're whispering.
Good. I don't want. That's where I don't want to be.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
No.
That's why I stay out of it, right?
I know. Sorry about the iPad.
They couldn't see me.
No.
Could have been Jimmy the engineer.
Yeah. Strong enough.
It was good though. It was good. It was informative.
Yeah.
You know.
I want to do that infrared blanket.
And you're gonna have to do the lashes too.
I can't do the you know what? When I come back from Italy, because I'll be home for a while.
Yeah, I know.
1 minute.
Maybe we'll go down Christmas shopping, Derby Streets, and
I'm thinking about setting up a stand.
We'll incorporate a Christmas shopping day with you getting your lashes done and whatever you else want to do.
Are you gonna pay?
Mm-hmm. Do you want any Christmas presents?
No. Thanks, Mike. So your soul is restless until you live your purpose. And here is this week's soul session. There's only one way to soothe my soul. Okay. All right. So I'm going to pull a divine energy card right here. Here we go. What does this say? Oh, I love this one. Reach for the stars. Yay. The sky's the limit, kids. Reach for the stars. Okay, I want to talk to you a little bit about alone time and what it does for you. A lot of people don't like to be alone at all. You know, I found out one of the things I learned about myself on lockdown is that besides the fact that I don't want to be on a diet anymore, is that I am an extroverted introvert. I realized that I needed time, quiet time alone to recharge, but I also love people and of course I love this radio and I love being around my friends. I can't be around too many people as an empath and as a as a spiritual person because there's just too much energy for me. But I did realize that I liked being alone. I liked it. I wasn't lonely. And it's funny because when I moved to Boston and I moved into my condo, it was the first time in my entire life that I had lived alone, and it was the first time I wasn't lonely. So alone time comes being okay with alone time comes from being okay in your own skin and where you're at, this where you're at in your head and in your heart. And alone time helps you to really grasp true humility. And true humility, because you get this chance to know yourself. You have this chance to understand who you really are and what your gifts are. And true humility is knowledge of yourself and knowledge of God. Knowing who you are before God, before the divine. It's understanding your amazingness and your peace and your place in the universe. It's knowing your gifts and your purpose and loving it. And also understanding that it all is in relation to the infinite love, the infinite source, your spirit, your inner being, your higher power. When you spend alone time, if you do it enough, you have enough practice, just being alone, being by yourself. Have you ever gone to the movies alone? I mean, I love that. I love to go in the movies by myself. I never did it before because I didn't want, I don't know what, but I went a few times by myself. I haven't been for a while, of course, because who's been to the movies? But, I've gone so many times by myself and it was just kind of nice. You just sit there and just enjoy the movie. It's just nice. When you practice this enough, when you practice this alone time enough in this quiet time, and I'm talking about not filling up with the digital stuff. I'm talking about being alone. Because when you're on social media, you're on your phone, you're not alone. You're with everybody in the whole entire world. You're not alone. When you do this enough, you're not lonely and you don't feel abandoned. And these are the times to reflect, meditate, slow the mind, rest in the divine. Show your dependence on spirit. It's a deep trust. It's a knowing that all will be well, all is well. So here are some benefits of seeking solitude. And these are all good for the spirit. It's all good for the soul. It allows you to reboot your brain and unwind. It helps you to improve concentration and increase productivity. You see that quiet time that you spend, that's part of your self-care. It's extreme self-care, and it will help you to do your job better. And if you're an entrepreneur, like me, like Taryn, like a lot of the people that come in here and share their business, you need that time. You need it. You need to be quiet. You need to separate so you can rejoin and you can be better at what you do. I have that time in the morning. You know, my spiritual practice in the morning. It's just me and all of the divine, the angels, the saints, spirit guides. We're all together. They're figuring out my day, and I'm just saying, yes, whatever you have for me. Solitude gives you an opportunity to discover yourself and find your own voice. You know, you're not listening to anybody else, what anybody else wants. What everybody else is saying you should be doing. Nobody's shooting on you. You're by yourself. You figure it out. Then you get sensitive to what feels good to you. It provides time for you to think deeply. You know, when you're caught up in your stuff, it's all shallow stuff because it's just getting by. When you start to think deeply about, deep realities, what's meaningful, that's when you evolve and you grow as a person. And here's what's great about this. Solitude actually enhances the quality of your relationships with others because you understand who you are. You understand what you bring to the table. You understand your desires, and then you bring that into your relationships. You know, what's hard is when you start to do these things when your kids are a little bit older, and now they're so used to their mother or their father just doing everything for them. And now the mom and dad are starting to do stuff for themselves, and the kids are like, what is going on here? Do this when your kids are young. If you're a young listener, please, for goodness sake, don't give from an empty cup. Fill your cup up. It'll be better for your kids. You know, find that quiet time. If you're working in a company or in your business, maybe use your lunch time for quiet time. I have a hard time getting up any earlier and moving a little earlier. You know, I just decided that as I get older, I'm just going to, listen to my body. But I try to have that quiet time right away when I get up and before I start to putter. You know, maybe it's right before bed. Alone time will bring you peace because you have nobody to argue with but yourself. You know, you're only with yourself, and you really shouldn't be arguing with yourself anyway. But you know what I'm talking about. There's nobody there. You're just by yourself, understanding who you are and your place in the universe. So if you need help understanding more about alone time, if you need help carving out alone time, if you want a soul reading, email me at steph@juststeph.com and call in and ask me questions. 781-837-4900. Tell me what you think about what we're talking about tonight. And I have your lessons from Sicily. So I want to talk a little bit about respect. This is one of the pillars of Sicilian life. And I'm moving right along into this because, self-respect goes along with every single thing that I've talked about tonight and every single night. And that alone time is about your own self-respect. So here's a nice quote. I respect a person who respects me when I'm not around. That's Don Vito Corleone, the Godfather. Respect was and remains the highest of qualities revered by all Italians. It's a word that flies around during conversations. They didn't respect me. They respect me. Respect me. We're taught at a very young age to respect our parents, elders, the family, authority, and most importantly, ourselves. What does that mean? What does respect mean? Respect means we speak in appropriate tones with kind words and gestures. Manners and being polite are also how to demonstrate respect. And disrespecting ourselves by poor behavior in public is a poor reflection on the family. You know, we always had to greet people. I mean, it was respectful to, especially when I'm in the feast and we go in, we say hi, we always give a kiss on the cheek. That's how you greet people. It's important. Well, you don't have to kiss anybody you don't want to kiss, believe me. But I'm just saying, being able to, you want to greet people properly. It's important. It's part of being respectful. But, the funny thing is Sicilians not only respect one another, they respect their environments, especially the home. Keeping a clean and tidy home is a must. Chaos is, it's really difficult to live in chaos and disorder and in a dirty home and being unkempt and dirty and filled with clutter. I do a whole talk on decluttering your life. I can't stand it. I cannot stand clutter. It just gets in the way, and it clogs up the space, not just physically, but energetically. And you want to just clear that out so you can make space for that which really matters. The idea of respect actually encompasses every aspect of life. When you are respectful, you are mindful of yourself, the people with whom you interact, and your environment. From respect flows all of the virtues: appreciation, love of neighbor, good citizenship, integrity, honesty, humility, responsibility, compassion, forgiveness, and loyalty, to name just a few. So here's a few tips to help you incorporate respect into your life. Treat everyone you meet with manners. Even if they are not nice, I know it's hard. You want to just tell them where to go, but try to be nice. Show your manners. Greet people. Always greet people. I see some people, even in religious societies, that don't say hello. They don't look at you. They turn their head the other way. Rude. It's very disrespectful. Look people in the eyes during conversations. You ever notice people don't look at you in the eye? They're shifty. You can't trust them. Here's a big one. I'm sorry. This is a pet peeve. Keep hotel rooms orderly. I can't not stand people who disrespect a place just because they're paying for it. It is so rude. And when you visit friends for an overnight, make your bed and keep your accommodations tidy. I tell this to my kids if they visit somebody. Make that bed. Okay, now I'm going to say something here, and this is not a political statement. Speak respectfully about people in authority like teachers, police officers, firemen, and the mayor, all of this. And I'm telling you this because it's a good example for people. As a parent or as a leader at work, if you're a boss, you're an authority figure, and people will not always agree with you, and they may not even like you, but they should treat you with respect. And this is what I'm talking about. Whether you like somebody or not, whether you respect the office. Treat people how you would like to be treated. And here's one. And if you're dating somebody and they're mean in this place, when I want to talk about, this is a red flag. Be kind to waiters, the valet, and store clerks, whether you are alone, on a date, or with your friends. People who are mean to people in the hospitality industry are not, there's a problem there. It's a problem. If you feel like you've been disrespected, have a tough conversation. If it continues, it is time to question the relationship. Keep a tidy home and car, At work, clean up your office or desk and the break room after you use it. Quit texting. It's disrespectful. Like text for, for stuff that's not important. Stop using text for conversations that you need to have your tone of voice, your inflection, all of that. Do not allow insults or name calling. Be inclusive, not exclusive, and treat everybody fairly. So this is a little excerpt from my book. It's not personal, Sunny. It's business, how to run your family life and business like a Sicilian. Buy stephsbook.com to get a signed copy of my book. But I want to say something quickly because I want to talk about Sicily. I'll be recording the next 4 weeks in Italy and Sicily. And it's going to be super fun and interesting. The show will air at the same time, but I will be recording interviews and all of my segments from Italy. So it's going to be super fun. And if you want your biz to be part of this special event, we will be recording on Restream, live streaming everywhere, and it will be part of the Just Steph Show the following Monday. You can email me, steph@juststeph.com. I'll be live streaming interviews from Restream to all my social media channels, and the show will air in its entirety at the same day and time. Join me as I run around Rome, Preza, Abruzzo, and Sicily. It's going to be so much fun. In next week's show, I'm going to have travel tips and how to travel abroad without stressing. If you're ready to get your biz in front of over 100K peeps, email me at steph@juststeph.com. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, your social 411. Okay. That was good.
Yep.
Wow. How's everyone doing out there? Okay. Let me see. Okay, stay tuned because I've got 7 ways successful people spend their leisure time. I'm going to talk about leisure and where to go for your social 411. Okay. What's everybody doing? I got the music on. I wish you could hear it. I can't play it because Facebook messes it up. Okay, I got 2 minutes, and then we get our last segment. And then I'm hitting the road Saturday. Flying out, baby. What's that book? Show me the book. I love it. There you go. Shackles? Yeah. Huh?
He's a good kid.
He's a good kid. Okay. I'm getting ready.
So Taryn was
How old is she? She's married though, isn't she?
No, no,
How old is she?
she's good. Mike's age, like mid-30s. She's about 35, maybe. She just got engaged
Oh, too bad, huh?
just a couple months ago.
Oh well.
You know?
Shine back at me.
Mary knows her from high school.
Huh?
Mary knows her from high
Oh.
school.
Okay, living happens during leisure. That's where the body is refreshed, the heart is moved, the spirit is lifted, and the mind expanded. You wanted to know where to go this weekend. You've been waiting for your social 411. Hallelujah. Don't believe me, just watch. All right. So, I talk about your social life because it's leisure is so important. It's not just about going out to bars and all of that. That's part of it. But leisure is, this is a Joseph Pieper, leisure, the basis of culture. Leisure is only possible when we are at one with ourselves. We tend to overwork as a means of self-escape and a way of trying to justify our existence. So alone time could be part of your leisure. But according to Inc. magazine, here are 7 ways successful people spend their leisure time. They exercise. They read. They take classes. They volunteer. We talked about that in one of the questions for the dating. They network. They have hobbies. Whatever you do, like if you paint like Taryn does, or whatever your hobbies are. If you cook, like sometimes on a Friday, I would just quit my work early at maybe 2-3 o'clock, and I'd cook, especially in the winter. I loved it. They spend time with friends and family. So it's important to use your leisure time to your benefit. I will not spend my leisure time with anything that's going to, or with anybody that's going to drain me, because it's just, I'm supposed to be recharging. So this past weekend, I was at the Fisherman's Feast. We went to Asagio on Saturday night, and then a little later on we headed to Nando. It was excellent. Today we didn't do much going out to eat though. We were at the Fisherman's Feast, enjoying that and seeing friends and walking around the North End. That was a blast. And today we had lunch at Mia Ragazza right here in Marshfield. So this coming weekend, I'll be heading to Sicily, Italy first, Rome first. So I will be on the plane. We'll be going out to eat Sunday. So I will be talking a lot about the restaurants and the food that I get to taste when I am in Italy, and sharing that all with you. I'm going to be sharing how to travel abroad without stressing. So this coming week, though, on Thursday is St. Lucy's Feast in the North End, and the rest of the weekend, Friday through Sunday, is St. Anthony's Feast. It's the biggest feast of the season, and it is the end of feast season in Boston, as for the big feast anyway. City Winery, Saturday, August 27th. The show is at 8. It's the premier Elton John tribute. They have drinks and food. The doors open at 6. The show is at 8. The Kowloon this week, on August 25th, they have Panorama, a tribute to the Cars. And on the 28th, that's Sunday, blues performer Veronica Lewis. Gate opens at 3. The show is at 4. Coming up on September 16th at Foxwood is Tom Jones. It's his Surrounded by Time tour. I love Tom Jones. If you guys have not seen Tom Jones, he's awesome in concert. He's so fun. I love it. Station 8 in Marshfield on Saturday night has Radio Roulette Jam at 8 p.m. Mia Ragazza here in Marshfield has live music on the patio. There's also the Marshfield Fair going on through 8/28 this coming Sunday at the fairgrounds. This weekend at the Jetty, we have Rumble Cats on Friday night, Gainesville Road, Saturday night, and Caitlin Evans for Sunday afternoon, Sunday Fun Day. Now, here's something really fun. This is in Braintree, the Moose Lodge. Now, some of those lodges can be super fun. It's the ultimate tribute to Rod Stewart. And that's this Saturday at 8:20 on August 27th. And it's in Braintree, the Moose Lodge. You could probably Google it. It's the ultimate tribute to Rod Stewart, and Rod Stewart's awesome, so the music's really great. The South Shore Music Circus this Wednesday, so that's 2 days from now. It's the Beach Boys. I love the Beach Boys. I've seen them in concert as well. They're great. I saw them with the cute one from Full House, John Stamos. And this Saturday at the South Shore Music Circus, it's the 27th. It's a Led Zeppelin tribute band. Now here's what's going on in Hull, not Hal, Hull. It's the C Note Nantasket Beach on this Saturday, the 27th, from 8 to 11 p.m. The Fools and their opening act, Dead Till Friday. The tickets are $18 in advance, $25 at the door. Now, here's something super fun, and it's this coming Wednesday. It's at Shoreline Kitchen and Bar. It's their newest restaurant on the South Shore, and it's at Nantasket Beach, and they're having what is it? It's a single and ready to mingle get together. I guess it's a networking from 6 to 9 p.m. and there's complimentary food with ocean views. That could be pretty romantic if you're meeting somebody there. That could be fun. And yeah, so it's a singles get together, and it's at Shoreline Kitchen and Bar from 6 to 9 p.m. this Wednesday on the 24th. Quincy, we have Pete's Grill. Pete, say hi to Pete and David from Just Steph, and they have the best live rock and roll on the South Shore. Just close to me here in Marshfield, in Pembroke, is Tolson's Tap and Tavern. This Tuesday and every Tuesday, they have Wicked Trivia with Pat Lally. And that's from 7 to 9:30 p.m. And every Sunday at Tolson's Tap and Tavern is Sunday Fun Day from 12 to 8 p.m. And, Sunday Fun Day, they do a lot of stuff down the South Shore for Sunday Fun Day. I think it's awesome. And they have lots of beautiful venues right on the water. Plymouth this weekend. It's the Waterfront Festival, and it's Saturday the 27th from 10 to 6 p.m. It's right there on the waterfront. That should be super fun. The East Bay Grill has live music every weekend. If you haven't been there, they have an awesome venue. The outside is beautiful. The bar is awesome, and there's views of the water. The New World Tavern in Plymouth, right on Main Street, on Saturday, 8/27 is from 2 to 5 p.m. That's happy hour. Woo woo. Mark Purcell is going to be there singing along. And Tavern on the Wharf on Saturday night and Sunday has Mini Yellow Witches. Now, I don't know what they sing, but I'm sure it'll be maybe not spooky, but super fun. In Scituate, now I talked about this a little bit last week, and we're going to get more information from them as we go along, but I'm so loving this whole situation, this Vine Bar, because it's close to the Salt Cave. If you remember, we talked about the Salt Cave last week. And the Vine Bar is a wine bar on Front Street, right there at the water, and it's in Scituate. They just opened on the 10th, so you want to give them a try. And if you try it, let me know. Let me know how you liked it, because I've got to get to these places. But you know what? It's so hard when you have so much going on. But to try and get to every one of these restaurants. But we'll get there, I promise. And in Weymouth, you definitely want to hit Precinct 10 for Friday and Saturday night dancing. They have a DJ. So about 9:30, the lights go down, the dancing, the disco ball comes out, and all the crazies hit the dance floor, and it's super fun there. The music is always awesome. The food is great. It's just really a lot of fun at Precinct 10. So, I hope that you'll tune in the next few weeks, because I will be talking about all the things that I do in Italy, all the places I go to eat, and I will be giving you tips along the way on how to travel well abroad, and I'll give you some of the tips that I have, because I've been traveling to Italy quite a bit over the last few years, and I'll be talking about the tours that I'll be taking, and especially in Rome. People, it's a little scary because it's such a big city. It's like going to New York for the first time. If you go in there for the first time, I have some really great ideas. I can do Rome really well in 3 days. Now, it's not everything, but it's really the biggest sites that you want to see. And I see them, and it's not totally rushed, and it's always an amazing journey when you go there. It's so awesome. Let me tell you about travel. Travel offers you an education you cannot find in a book. It breaks down racial barriers and prejudices. Traveling to different places, different countries, even different parts of our country, teaches you so much about life, living, relationships, and people. I have a love for Sicily like no other. I love it so much, and I love Italy. And I want to share with you some of the tips that I've learned over the years that will make your trip really much more enjoyable. And you want to relax. You really do. It gets to be too tiring if you're running around with like a chicken with your head cut off. You want to make sure you have time to rest and relax when you travel abroad, because then you'll feel better and you'll come back recharged. And there are lots of sites to see that will help you with that, because when you go to places like the Vatican, these sacred sites, it doesn't matter what your religion is, what your faith is. These are sacred sites built on the premise of love and worship for the divine. And, whatever you want to call God or the infinite, the universe, it doesn't matter. It's all the same. And when you visit these places, you should get filled up. It's there to inspire you. And I'll be talking all about that in the next few weeks, because I'll be recording all of the shows from Italy, from Rome, Abruzzo, and from Sicily. So I want to give a big thank you to Taryn Dempsey for joining me in the studio today. Please go and see her at Sirena Skin Studio. And next week, how to travel abroad without stressing, and much more. Grab my book, buystephsbook.com. Email me, steph@juststeph.com. Tell me what you have going on. Come with me to Sicily. Join my free Facebook community, Get Real with Just Steph, and follow me on Instagram. It's the Real Just Steph. TikTok is the Real Just Steph, and YouTube is the Just Steph Show, and that's the same for iTunes. And do not miss a sexy Monday night. I'll see you next week. Know I love you all. Wishing you love, balance, and peace. Ciao, ciao, baby. Hi, Facebook. And who said hi? Thank you, David. David Cedrone said hi. Said great job. Thank you. And Facebook user, it's from my group. I don't know who you are, so tell me your name. So I will post some of this stuff in the groups and on the Just Steph Show page. So I love you all. Take a risk, be vulnerable, share your heart, and love always. Know I love you all. Wishing you love, balance, and peace. Ciao, ciao, baby. I love you. I do. Thank you for tuning in.